Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about the two big lies about the WNBA that Caitlin Clark exposed. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next videos. When you see that finger go down, you got to subscribe because Rob means it when he says it.
That's right.
We went over 5,000 subscribers about a week ago. We're going for 10,000 now, and we need your help. So, Rob, we touched on the first lie earlier, and that lie is that Caitlin Clark exposed the WNBA as not being as talented as they claim it is. They emphasize this is the best league, the most competitive league, the best league again. And the commissioner one time had an interview, and in one paragraph she used best 4 times in describing the players in the WNBA. Okay. So they're saying how great they are and how great athletes are, how competitive it is because they only have 12 teams. And now it's not the most competitive league in the world either, Rob. We know the Premier League is because a lot more people, a lot more men compete in soccer than women compete in basketball. So It's not even the most competitive league just because it has fewer teams. Be that as may, Caitlin Clark came and said, hey, really, this league's not that tough. I went from, coming out of college and I was the 4th best player in the league at the end of the year. So it's not really as tough as they make it sound. And guess what? Caitlin Clark could say, if she was, not humble, she could say, I'm the best passer in the history of women's basketball. I'm only a rookie. So really, you're not that great. And look how many records she broke this year. It just shows you it wasn't that, great to begin with. She set so many records that there's pages and pages of how many records she set.
Right. So for them to say that she wasn't that good, she's not really that good. She wasn't. Oh, they were saying that she wasn't going to make an impact. She wouldn't. Right. She was just going to be average. So. They
knew she was talented, and that's why they were trying to hold her down because they didn't like the fact that she was good and exposing the fact that the players in the league really aren't that talented. They can't jump, they can't make layups, they throw up a lot of bricks. The 3-point shooting is okay, but they just not as good as they say it is.
Turn the ball over, whatever, lousy defense.
They have limited offensive skills. Almost none of them have post moves. Very few of them could do a floater or just stop and pop jumper. I mean, these aren't, things that are that difficult. So a couple have turnaround jumpers, but very few have turnaround jumpers. And those aren't super hard shots. They're like 8 to 12 feet away. That's not that hard a shot, but they don't have any of those. They don't. They really don't have very little skills. And so, defensively, they're kind of good because they get away with so much physicality, but it's not real defense, in my opinion. I think it's physical defense, which I think should be illegal. I think it should be called. Is what it should be, fouls.
Right.
So that's the first big lie that Caitlin Clark exposed, that they weren't really as good as they want you to believe. The second one is they wanted you to believe that the league wasn't popular because society is racist, homophobic, and sexist.
Mm-hmm.
So misogyny against women. And that's why they weren't watching. No, that's not why. Because Caitlin Clark, people wanted to watch her. And guess what? There was white women in the league before her, and they didn't come in and watch her. So it wasn't just that either. So let's deal with sexism. No. The level of play is not as exciting as men. So it's not sexist to not want to watch something that's not as exciting. Even the women don't want to watch it.
I mean, if you just watch that 5th game of the finals, 67-62, the Lynx shot 30%, and the Liberty shot 36% from the field. That's unwatchable for anybody who's even like a basketball fan that I am. I'm like, boy, this is horrible.
and people in society don't care about homophobic. Very, very few people are still, really homophobic anymore. I mean, there's gay marriage now, and the percentage of people that approve of gay marriage is really high now. It's gone up from like 30% to 80% over the last couple decades. So that's kind of old school. And I think people don't care what your sexuality is as long as you're not always making that the issue. And they've made it the issue in the WNBA, how they've treated the straight women, though. They've made it the issue.
But their main issue is that how they're presenting their product. They're trying to present their league. That's the main thing. They're not presenting it correctly, marketing correctly.
Right. So I don't think people care about the homophobe.
No.
I really don't think. I mean, there's a small percentage that does, but really, if it's exciting basketball, they won't care if it was 100% lesbian women in the league. They don't care. And then the other one, we just touched on that. It wasn't because of racism, because they weren't watching because they were black. There was white stars in the league. They weren't watching them either.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Caitlin Clark came along and said, I have an exciting brand of basketball. Come watch me. And everyone else said, you're right, you do. Let's go. I'm jumping on that bandwagon. And that's all that happened. Caitlin Clark was talented and very, very exciting. Emphasis on the last part. Very, very exciting. That's why people came to watch her. And
she brought her excitement from the college game into the pro game, and they wouldn't take advantage of that. They'd kind of poo-pooed it and wouldn't let that rise because they can't have one person, no matter what color she was. They couldn't. Unfortunately, she was white, and they definitely couldn't let a white woman come in there and try to dominate a black woman's game. So that's what. Oh no! No matter how exciting we know you are, or we didn't see this coming, we still can't let you do this. Plus, but we'll take credit for all these new fans. We'll take credit for that. Ooh, we'll take that.
Right. And Caitlin Clark is exciting in more than one way. So that's why she's so unique. First of all, she shoots the threes and the logo threes. Nobody else was shooting logo threes on a regular basis before Caitlin Clark. There was occasional logo threes, but Caitlin Clark did it on a regular basis and hit them on a regular basis. In fact, her shooting percentage for logo threes was at least as high as her regular threes. And she has great form when she does it. So when the ball goes in the net, it looks like it's sucking right into the net when she shoots. So it's a very exciting concept. And then in addition to that, she's the most exciting passer in the history of women's basketball by a large margin. Oh. So when you have those two factors, that's a lot. It's a lot more exciting for people, Rob.
Right. I mean, people love the shooting. Like I said, hitting the threes, that's exciting. But people love, if you're a basketball player, you love the passing. I mean, those are the things that get you up out of your seat. Not the 3-pointers or the shooting. Is when she comes down and she can spot, and her bounce passing in a small, tight area. That's amazing. It's really amazing.
Great behind the back passes and length of the court passes that are on the money. Just
like
unbelievable.
Like what's up? I'm like, whoa.
I'll give you a third reason she's exciting. She's ultra competitive like Michael Jordan. And I think that is appealing to people. That she just wants to win, and she just wants to play basketball too. I think people like that. They're tired of people having social justice warrior type attitudes. And Caitlin Clark just wants to play basketball. That's all. And I think people like that. And I think the league had too much of that, and that's part of the appeal of Caitlin Clark.
Well, it showed with her teammates. Teammates kind of didn't really accept her that much. They were in that mode, but once they started playing with her, and they said, "Well, gee, I'm wide open," and she passed it to me. And that kind of surprised them. That's probably why they missed half their layups. They were surprised that they received the pass when normally they wouldn't from her. And then they started getting used to her. And then, like you said, her brand of basketball, unfortunately with her coach, didn't really coincide. So, but luckily sometimes they would like, forget the coach. Let's just do it our way. And they play well and they win games.
Right. So to sum up, she brought a lot to the league. She brought unique talent, unique excitement, and she's been neutral on all these topics socially because she just wants to play basketball. And I think that appeals to people. And that's what the WNBA didn't have before this. So it wasn't because people were being sexist and homophobic and racist. I mean, if that was the case, if it was racism, the NFL and the NBA wouldn't be popular.
Right, exactly.
Because they're all, it's 80% black males. All right. The NFL is a little less than that, but the NBA is. So right. That's a silly argument. It really, so I think she exposed two big lies in the WNBA. And I think that's one of the reasons they hate her.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they could say, oh, woe was thee, we're the victim. We're great, but we're victims. They kept saying that. We're great, we're victims. No, really, you weren't victims. You're not playing an exciting brand of basketball, and you're not as talented as you say you are.
We were great before she came into the league, so I don't know what she didn't really make that much of a factor.
Right. And if you want a more exciting brand of basketball, quit being so physical. And if the league wants it, have the refs call the game tighter. and you'll have more exciting basketball. People like to see athletic ability shine. That's why people didn't like the NHL with all the clutching, grabbing, and holding and tackling and stuff like that and fighting, because they wanted to see Yama Yager do stick handling that's exciting. It's the same concept in the WNBA. I don't know why they don't get that. That's why they made sure in football, when there was not enough scoring, they opened things up a little bit so there could be more scoring. They made rule changes. The NBA made rule changes. They called the game tighter. And that's what they did. Maybe people say it's too much now. There's not enough defense. There is in the playoffs, but in the regular season. But fine. Maybe they went too far. But still, they put in flagrant 1, flagrant 2. They called the game tighter. They said, this is too much physicality. You can't prevent Michael Jordan from making an exciting move because you want to tackle him when he drives to the basket. And that's what the WNBA doesn't see. They don't see the fact that that's hurting the beauty of their sport. Let's put it that way. Well,
and also the point that you keep emphasizing, work on your game. Work on your game, and maybe people will come and watch you play. I mean, you guys don't. What do you do in the off season? Well, we're just doing. No, work on your game, and maybe people will come. You'll improve the league. Play.
Right, and I don't want to pick on Aaliyah Boston because she's like the sweetest player in the league, but she came into camp out of shape, and there's no excuse because they have a long off season.
Right.
So she should be able to, be able to devote herself to getting back in shape, because she has more time to do it. She has more rest in the off season, and other players too. Work on your game and develop some post moves, develop some 2-point moves, develop all sorts of things that we've talked about in other videos. Yeah. But I think they use that as an excuse for why they weren't popular. And really the reason they weren't popular is because people just didn't find it exciting or as high a level as they think it is. Let's put it that way. And so Caitlin Clark exposed those 2 big lies, and now they hate her even more. It's just another reason for them to hate Caitlin Clark.
Right.
Hopefully, Rob, in the next 10 years, if they call the game tight and take the physicality out of it, and some of these talented players like Paige Beckers, especially Juju Watkins, is a very exciting player offensively. She's a very smooth player. And other players that are coming up. And there's also a 6'2" player from Canada who's going to Duke. It's a freshman this year called Toby Fournier, who can dunk and dunk easily. So she's probably going to be a very exciting player come WNBA. So they have some good talent coming in WNBA if they just allow them to play and don't tackle them when they're going driving to the basket. So anyways, that's my take, and I'm sticking to it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified.
I saw that. I saw that. You were trying. I saw that.
Rob thinks everyone subscribes because he puts that finger thing in there.
I saw it.
Right. So Rob gets all our subscribers, just so you know. All right. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Really, hit the notification bell. We got 5,000 subscribers going for 10. Need your help. And if you want to join us for our live show, Rob will be there tonight. It's except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. We'll talk about the college football weekend, the pro football games on Sunday, and we'll also talk about Caitlin Clark, of course, in any of the videos.
And the WNBA finals.
And the WNBA Slugathon finals. With lousy refs, of course.
Yes.
So join us for that. If you want to donate to our channel, there's super chats and super thanks down below. There's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.